Ecom Mastery Series workshop number 2. We've actually covered 2 workshops in one. On the first one, which is select a worthy market and validate and understand your market. All right, it absolutely is the crucial first steps. Once you have that, once you have your direction set, once you have your goal set, what market do you want to dominate in, it's time to find your first winning physical product. Because again, we want to get started and we want to get one critical good physical product to get started with. And from there, we're then going to keep on moving. We're going to keep expanding and we're going to keep on growing on top of that. So Vandre says there's silence on your end. So if everyone can hear me okay. Alan, you said you had some. So is anyone hearing me okay? Just type in a quick yes and we'll carry on. Just to make sure that it's all still smooth. Yes. Yeah, well, it'll keep on growing. Let's see. It's a list. The list has been just there. You go. Some people. There's more people. Hey, Leifer, say that again. There's more people coming in every time you say that. So that's cool. So yeah, the list is a little bit old, right? There's been like some life-changing courses that I've done, but I've not been working on Limitless Marketer, as I said, for a long time. I had to find my groove again, etc. etc. So that is all like, if there is no fresh leads, fresh people on there, except the really loyal and committed people like you guys who are right here and excited to get started and learning, because you guys know the value that is being shared. So let's get started with this. All good. Now we're going to talk about finding your first winning physical product, the exact method to dig out physical product winners left and right. Okay, so again, like for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Damien Cáceres, CEO and founder of Limitless Marketer, and this is Mastery Series Time. It's mastery one procedure at a time. We've covered select a worthy market. We've covered how to validate and understand your market, and we're now going to be covering how to find your first winning physical product. All right, so right here, very quick, I'm gonna go through this. Some of you might know, some of you might not. There's no story, no fluff in these workshops. So we'll start with the workshop in just a bit. Not a very big fan of screenshots, but there is one, just one of the stores. It's being handled by my 30 people team. It's all fully optimized, so I can do the things I love, and so you can do the things you love. I want to teach you the exact steps to get where you are, where you're actually intending to get. Whatever your goal is, wherever your dream is, you can get there, but you need the right plan and you need the right systems and processes. And that is what we want to do with Limitless Marketer. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs and digital marketers create and scale a long-term sustainable and efficiently optimized business. How were we going to do this? We're basically, as I said, I had lost my groove for a while. I didn't know exactly what the mission was of Limitless Marketer. So I stopped, pretty much just stopped emailing, stopped. Even if I used to give out amazing case studies, amazing things, people loved it. I just stopped because I didn't really understand the why behind it and so on. So I worked on my e-commerce stores, made that, grew that, it went amazing. It's still going amazing. Now we're back at full force, growing Limitless Marketer a little bit as well, like enjoying the path to actually help you build a business that is sustainable and efficiently optimized, one that doesn't enslave you, but actually one that allows you to do and make a very positive impact in the world. So because free and wealthy entrepreneurs are the only true catalyst of change, the only possible true catalyst of change. So our core value is very quick. We want to show you a step-by-step beats imperfect action every time. We believe you got to do things right the first time. We believe systems are our lifeblood and should be yours as well. We believe that you should focus on strategies and not tactics. We believe you should focus on profiting now, so you are in the greens right away, but build long-term businesses, not just one-off tactics, one-off cash cows. Those are cool too, but always looking down the road, as we'll see right now. We believe you got to execute, simplify, systemize, optimize, and master whatever you do, and you got to do that with the proper processes, all right? We believe that giving and serving always comes first, which is one of the big reasons why we're doing the Ecom Mastery series. We believe you got to live a balanced, free, and happy quality life. Apart from business, there is so much more to life. Traveling, beautiful places, beautiful people, awesome relationships. There are so many beautiful things, amazing things to discover and uncover. And that's what we are here for. We're here to make positive impact. And that's why you got to build business that doesn't enslave you, as we said. So next, the path to success can actually be a straight line. People say what it really looks like, but it's not. If you have the right steps, it's actually how I got successful, is in a very straight line. I had like one mistake I made when in the beginning of my entire business life, I kind of like partnered up with the wrong person, which is something different. You got to learn how to, you got to learn how people behave. You got to learn how people actually work, right? And understand who you're dealing with. And I didn't know that at the time, made a pretty big mistake right in the beginning. And then from there, it has been pretty smooth, because you got to like start looking at what really works, the steps, and taking the steps that really work, the ones that are efficient and effective, and then you can get to success pretty quickly. So our goals are to make you focus and remove all overwhelm. We've seen that most of our people really, like, they're overwhelmed with the amount of information, the amount of pitches out there. People are like selling them stuff all day long, and you're just not, you don't know where to go anymore because you're being pulled from all directions. So that is one of our core goals. The next one is to help you succeed one procedure at a time. If we can help you take that right one step and then get to the next one and the next one and the next one, this way we can guide you to success as a very focused program, a very focused mastery program in this case, and get you to where you want to go, wherever you're dreaming to get. So achieve total marketing mastery and being limitless. Our goals is to enjoy our freedom lifestyles together. At one point we'll be enjoying life together at the beach or a mountain or some amazing place, and each of you will have your own business that is working while you're not actually even there. So that's the main goal. So we want to create true entrepreneurs that actually make an impact, that forget about just making money for a second and start understanding that we can make big things happen with finances, right? Like, you got to be financially healthy to make big impacts in life, or you got to be a big leader that can make people follow you. But if you have the right healthy finances, you're going to be so much better off to get going with whatever your goals are. So cool. Now, next goal is we want to change the world one entrepreneur at a time, and that is you, right? So one entrepreneur that gets his business in place, and with that in place, you can then make a proper impact, positive impact in other people's lives, in your community, etc. Whatever you believe in, that is a good move to actually get this world in a better direction, right? Then you can make that happen if you're an entrepreneur that is focused not only on his selfish goals, but also on some more altruistic and community-driven goals. So your commitment, stay till the end to master this procedure and some real good bonuses. All right, we're going to please attend all workshops in the series to get the full benefit. There's going to be way more after this. There's going to be one for each of the mastery programs, one for each of the mastery steps in the entire Ecom Mastery series. So as Kyle said in the beginning, yeah, and Leifer said, there will be more people coming. There will be flocking over here once they see all the good stuff that is being shared. So take notes, ask questions, and enjoy the training and implement it. All right, report back with your results, please, as well. We're always happy to hear out how many positive impacts or how many positive influence we have actually driven in people's lives. So number 6, no pitch, no gimmicks. All right, remove distractions, sit back, relax, pay attention, take notes, and implement. So with that out of the way, let's get to it. Are you guys ready? And if yes, now tell me if you have your market selected and validated. All right, so you have your market selected already based on what we learned in the previous workshops. You should have already something in mind. If you do, type in yes in the chat box real quick, and then we'll get going and you'll see what you need to be doing to get your first winning physical product. I want a bunch of yeses in the chat box before we carry on, that you guys have your market, and if you can say which one you have, then yes, no problem. If you missed the first workshop, we'll be working on that. So, but do you have a good market selected? All right, close all your tabs, yes, remove all distractions, because we're gonna get started. So we got enough yeses there, and now success formula. This quote is from me. If you were in the first workshops, you see we used a bunch of third-party quotes. This one is our success formula. Put the right offer in front of the right audience with the right marketing message, price, and positioning, and at the right time. All those variables are absolutely critical for you to get a winning offer out the door, okay? Each of them is absolutely critical, and we're going to be looking into each of that. Right, so first, the introduction. What's the goal of this workshop? If you've gone through and implemented any of the previous PMIs and workshops, you should have already pretty much halfway through this workshop already. You should already clearly know what your market's physical product demands are, what is actively selling, what they like the most, and also what average price ranges there are, etc. Right? You maybe even discovered a serious problem in the market, and just as we did in the market validation workshops, and we found that, and you might have discovered something that you can build a business around, etc. You might understand already what their demands are, what their fears are, what their problems, what their passions are, what to target. You'll understand pretty much every single step towards getting the right product. So if you did that right already, if you've gone through that, you're going to be pretty much halfway through. Now, the goal of this workshop is to show you the different ways there are to find the right product already available in the market. All right, there is different ways to find a product. Sometimes you got to find a problem and create it around that, create your product. In this case, we're going to find a product that is already available in the marketplace, and we're going to put it in front of a market that you know what they want, you know what they need, you know what they crave for, and is unknowingly waiting for someone to put it in front of them. So again, there is multiple instances and examples of amazing, like brilliant products that have been created right there. And this is something I want to really make sure that you understand, that if you find the right product and you have an audience for it, which is the people, right? And this is our success formula, is what consists in the 5 P's, and then there is also timing. So the 5 P's are: 1, product, aka your offer; 2, people, aka your targeting; 3, promotion, aka your marketing message; 4, your pricing, aka your market competitiveness; 5, presentation and pitch, aka your branding and positioning; and then there is timing. This is a factor you can't always control, but you can create it and you can also predict it. So more on this further into this workshop. We'll be talking about this. So again, the success formula, let's repeat it again. Put the right offer in front of the right audience with the right marketing message, price, and positioning at the right time. So very important. Want to make sure that you understand that there's been amazing products out there that you could have been the one that has been on it. All right, and if you find it all starts with an idea, all right, when you understand that it all starts with getting that right market in place, understanding what they want and what they need, all right, and then you can create either a product around it, or you can actually find a product to fulfill those needs. So right here, the idea, for example, let's get into, for example, a pretty cool example that I found out there, which is called Squatty Potty. I don't know if you guys ever seen this. It is hilarious. This product is absolutely like, it destroyed, like it put the market upside down, and it's so simple and so stupid actually, but it solves an amazing, huge problem which have a lot of people have, which is coronary problems and hemorrhoids and everything. So what it does, I'll show it in a bit. Now, layback.com is another amazing product out there that you could have been on it. All right. So before we start, I want you to think about this for a second. Do not limit your imagination to only reselling products. Although that is what we're going to be talking on this webinar, I don't want you to limit your imagination to just reselling. Every time you're validating your market, you're selecting a market, think about the immense amount of possibilities that there are of you actually also creating something. So let's look at this real quick. This is Squatty Potty, a plastic little taburet like that you put under your feet when you're pooping, right? When you're shitting. So basically you put your legs on that. It helps you squat while you're on the toilet, and people have been like, this is life-changing, right? And it is, because it absolutely solves a huge problem in the marketplace. We are made to squat. We're not made to sit on a toilet. So when you sit on a toilet, your colon is quinked, it's like blocked, and you have to push you have to push so much harder, right? Like in this case, this makes it very simple. It solves a huge problem. Now they're introducing amazing, like different, like a wooden type. They have a one that is adjustable. They have so many different. Now here's another one. This made like, you can cut your watermelon in one shot that way, and you're off. This sold millions. All right, this sold a lot of units. So layback, I'm not like, you guys type in yes real quick in the chat box if you've seen this being marketed on Facebook. This is a product that actually sells on AliExpress. It sells from China, and it sells without a single logo on it. But there was someone, they took it and they run with it, and they absolutely destroyed. Yeah, there you go. So you guys seen it and you got one. That's pretty funny. So now, before we get into the initial clarifications, again, I want you to not limit your imagination. Do not limit your thoughts and your product searching, in your product searching strategies, or like time that you're searching for the products. Don't limit it to just looking for products to resell. Start thinking about what you could actually build, because any of these products, you could have a Chinese do it. This is plastic plus steel. This is plastic, this is wood, this is plastic, this is plastic too. There is like, you go to a sleeping bag company on Alibaba, they do that for you in like 1 or 4 weeks max. You have a sample and you're ready to be selling, you're ready to be in business. So initial clarifications, what are your options to resell? Okay, so the first ones is, you have a lot of suppliers out there. The one of them is, you can go and actually drop ship from available products in the marketplace. You could actually go to physical products out there that are already out there that you could potentially be selling. So whatever there is already a product selling, you could be reselling it. So the options for you right now are to either go and get this from other physical product sales networks, where you can actually take it and resell it and just have them drop ship. You can go and actually find any product on Etsy. You can find products on different places, and you can actually use them. Now, after this, right, once you get started with it, okay, back to what are your options to resell? You can actually, just to clarify, you can find the price, you can discuss with your supplier on necessary branding details afterwards. You can continue to drop ship, you can wholesale from a supplier, you can private label and source in bulk from a supplier. But to get started, you're gonna be very quickly just like looking for products out there that are already selling, and you're gonna be just acting as an intermediary. Now, what store should you set up for this? Okay, this is one of the questions we've been getting a lot from pretty much anyone. So again, one thing I forgot, because I always like to clarify a lot of things. So back to what are your options to resell? You can buy from available physical product networks, all of them, Amazon, eBay, any place where you can buy as a consumer yourself, all right? That is one of an option to resell from. Another one is all the manufacturers out there, right? Anyone that is manufacturing, all those Chinese manufacturers, they're many times very happy to be drop shipping for you. And then there is all the wholesalers out there. As long as they're open to drop shipping, you can buy wholesale from a wholesaler that has already maybe even has the rights to something that is trademarked, etc. And you can actually have drop ship from someone that already has a product that is trademarked, but they have the rights. So if you drop ship from someone who has the license, you have by default also have the license, right? So okay, what store should you set up? In this case, that is a question we've been getting pretty much from everyone. And what I want you to do is to get started with what's called a one-stop store. This means a store within a category, a market sector, or a market that you can then just grow on and you can keep on expanding on. But it's going to be a one store where you can actually jump into multiple markets, or it's going to be one under one specific market where you can jump into multiple niche markets. All right, so let's carry on with this. Why should you look down the road? Okay, this is something I recommend everyone to do every single time. When you're making your initial decision on what market you're going after, you already have a validated and properly selected market that we initially got in the first workshop, and as we went through that. Once you have that, you're now going to get started and you're going to find a winning physical product, as we're going to be explaining right here. But I want you to think down the road. Again, right at like one of those core values, it's long-term, right? Long-term strategy. So that means you're going to start setting up a store that you're looking down the road and you're seeing where you could be expanding to, how big you could be getting. Like imagine your maximum potential of that store, and you're going to set it up the right way to actually dominate that market or even market sector. Okay, you look at the bigger picture. Do not close yourself down into a niche market. So what category, market sector, market, or niche market store? This is another question we're getting a lot. A category market, so let's put an example. There is for crochet as a niche market. Crochet is the niche market, is within the crafting and do-it-yourself market. It is within the home and garden market sector, and it is within the hobbies and interests type of category. So my recommendation is for you to always focus either on a market sector or a market. Okay, this you can expand all the way into multiple niche markets, and market sector you can expand into multiple markets and multiple niche markets. Right, from a good market sector store, you always have the potential to dominate the category as well later on by either like setting up another store, doing etc. etc. So there's multiple ways, but again, do not like diminish your results by spreading yourself too wide, by making your store like another one of the many stores out there. Choose a good market and dominate it. So we're still with the initial clarifications. What does one-stop store not mean? It does not mean that you are just going to jump over the market validation and market selection processes because you now have a one-stop store where you can add multiple markets. No, every single time you build a market into your one-stop store, you are going to actually do the market validation. You're going to choose the right markets under your one-stop store, and you're going to focus on them properly. So here's an example. ThinkGeek.com. This is a massive store out there. They already have physical stores. They're like growing massively. They have their licenses. They have everything. It's a lot that these guys are doing right. But what I want to show you is these guys are within one of the main market sectors, which is about the geeks, right? The geeks, people that love movies, TV shows, comics, all those geeky anime stuff, everything in those sense. You can see right there, TV, movies, books, etc. Everything that is within the interest of people that are fans of a specific TV show, movie, book, etc. That's the market category. But then within that market category of TV, movies, books, and all that, there is that market sector, the geeks, right? And that's these guys are exploiting that, and they're absolutely massive. All right. So why? Because their message, their marketing message is focused. Again, back to the success formula. The right offer in front of the right audience with the right marketing message, price, and positioning, and at the right time. So, critical initial clarifications. Let's carry on with this. It's absolutely critical that you understand these initial keys. So, why should you leave the doors open for expansion? Again, I've seen many of my students and many of the people making the mistake of selling themselves short in the beginning by choosing a little niche market and setting up their store around that niche market only. Do not do that. So I would not do a store that's called I Love Crochet. I would actually do a store that's more like I Love Crafting, because it leaves the door open for me to actually keep on expanding into knitting, into sewing, into crafts, into scrapbooking, into all the other niche markets within that, okay? So what's the difference in the process of finding a product and building a brand versus creating a product type brand? There's different ways, and we'll cover this in the next workshops, which is where you create your first winning product. This is about finding your first product. And the one important thing about this one is when you find the product, you're basically choosing a market, and then you're finding products within it. So that's why you gotta leave the doors open for expansion. While when you're creating a product type brand, you're most of the time seeing an idea, seeing a problem. You're finding first the loophole. You're first finding the problem within a market. You're building then a brand around that problem or that product type, whatever. So if you found, just like the guys with Squatty Potty, they found the problem, they created the solution, they have the product, and they build up their brand around. Awesome to have you over here, Eric. So good you're here. Cool. So you're right at the beginning still. So we're getting started. Critical initial clarifications. You missed a bunch of them already. So versus creating products, like Squatty Potty actually built their brand around the product type. But now if you go to squattypotty.com, you'll see they're selling like different sprays to make your bathrooms smell good. I'm just like, I love that product. It's so funny how they marketed it, how big they grew with that product. So they're selling sprays, they're selling different type of stuff, accessories for your bathroom. So now they are a leader in the market sector of hemorrhoids, of pooping right, etc. Right? This is hilarious. So I'm not just laughing by myself here in the office. Anyone would see me would say that guy is freaking nuts. Good. So right here we have what is the 1,000-foot view level process? Okay, you got to find the good products out there. This is our process now, right? As I said, when you do create a product, it's different. In this case, is we have our market already. Now you're gonna find good products out there. You're gonna find the right supplier right after that. Then you're gonna add a margin on them. You're gonna sell. You're gonna fulfill via drop shipping. And once you have a winner, the next steps are either you go and wholesale, or you go and actually talk to your drop shipper and have them add a logo. You can still have your logo branded on it, just like a private label, but still you do drop shipping by them, or you buy in wholesale and then you add your logo yourself, or you can actually have it just buy wholesale and then maybe like private label it yourself, or you can private label it first and then buy in wholesale. There's multiple different ways that you can do right after that. But the first very, very important step is to find the right product. And that is where we're going to be focused on now. We keep still a little bit more summary on what you should focus when you're starting, okay? When you're starting right away, again, this is just a quick summary of the critical initial clarifications. So perfect for Eric that got late. Cool. So in this case, you got to start broad with a specific market category or market sector to leave the doors open for expansion, all right? You initiate your first promotions and marketing message towards a market, or even better yet, a market niche for maximum effectiveness. You leave your doors open, but you market specific, all right? So hopefully you guys are getting the point on this. This is absolutely critical. Now, right after this, just a little clarification again. If you're creating a product, it's the other way around. You actually start specific around your product type or your specific market that has the problem, and you expand into the relevant open potential ocean, right? The big potential that your product might have is always part of a bigger market sector, and then you can expand from there. But since you're building around the product, it's always congruent to expand. While if you're building around the market sector, if you build around the market sector, or just a niche market, it's not congruent to get to a market sector. But if you're building a market sector, it is congruent to dominate all the niche markets within it. All right, so hopefully this is making sense. If it makes sense, you guys let me know in the chat box real quick, type in a yes, and we'll get started with the process on finding your first winning physical product. So does it make sense? Type in yes real quick and give me that quick validation. We'll get started right away. Right here, the first step is to create a research calendar. What is that? Research calendar is just a little sheet where you establish your focus. You establish your focus on what niche market you're going to dominate, and you're not going to stop until you've dominated that niche market. Meaning dominate, at least find a good product within it, and then expand into a bunch of other products. You do that, you dominate, and then you move on to the next congruent niche market within the market sector or market you chose to build your one-stop store in. Okay, so why is this important? It sets the line, it sets the direction, it sets the clear path of where you're gonna go. You're not like all over the place. You're not just letting yourself be driven by a market or by opportunity of finding products like, oh, this is an amazing product, let me promote it. No, like you set your goal, you set your plan, you set it up, and now you say, I'm gonna dominate crochet. And you get started with it, and you get started, you find the price, you find the problems, you understand the market, you validate it hardcore, you know the right targeting, and from there, you get started and you keep on expanding. Now, let's see if I actually got that. Yes, what are the benefits of using one? The benefits of actually using a research calendar are absolutely limitless, never better said. You're going to have a better niche market understanding, which leads to a better product selection and better targeting, which leads to better initial store congruence, which leads to better conversions. All right, once you have better conversions, you have a better Facebook pixel, better conversion pixel seasoning, which leads to better ads optimization, which leads to better conversions and better targeting again, which leads to better custom audiences and lookalike audiences, which leads to better conversions and better targeting again. And it gets better and better and better, all right? While the other way around, you focus on one niche market, you start promoting it, you jump to the next one. Now the people that get your store are like, what the heck is this store about? It's just another one of those stores with multiple products that have nothing to do with each other. So what happens is there is incongruence. Once you have incongruence, you have less conversions, your pixels are less powerful, you get started and it just starts snowballing the other way around. Rather than if you focus, master, move to the next congruent niche market, your pixel is already optimized. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, pixels, it's part of the marketing workshops that we'll be talking about in Ecom Mastery series. And it's actually something we'll see in the upcoming ones. So do not worry, it'll all be covered. So what are the benefits? Again, you just one thing leads to the other and you get better and better results every single time. So set up a research calendar. Now, what makes a potential product? And now we are talking business, all right? So the key traits of a potential physical product, there are 22 qualifiers, of which it needs to make the cut on 16 of them. For it to be a potentially winning physical product, it needs to make the cut on 16 of these. Okay, so whoa, they came out in one shot. I thought I had it like in one place. So let's go. Define market audience, problem solver, need fulfiller, or passion fulfiller. That is the second one. It needs to have available suppliers. It needs to be well-reviewed suppliers. There needs to be responsive suppliers. There needs to be dropship ready suppliers. There needs to be suppliers that ship fast. There needs to be suppliers that have inventory. There needs to be suppliers with good prices. It needs to be socially accepted. It needs to be market validated, either with sales, reviews, and virality. It needs to have a good price that you can mark up properly and still remain competitive. You need to have some sort of competition. We'll see in a bit. There need to be no trademarks attached, or like if there is different ways. I'll show you that in upcoming workshops. Marketable on Facebook, marketable on search network, marketable on display network sites, marketable on display network videos. Needs to have some sort of trend, at least the best ones are the ones trending up, of course, but it doesn't need to necessarily be trending up massively. Seasonal, if it is seasonable, we'll see in a bit what happens. So those are the key traits. Now we're gonna get started with the first one. What is a defined market audience? The first trait. What does this mean? You need to know when you look at the product, is this product for who, right? Like you gotta know in one shot this product is for a specific market audience. And I'll show you again. Now, some of you might know this already, but these workshops are related to the what and why of every single one of the steps. We believe at Limitless Marketer that for the best learning experience, you need to understand what you need to do. You need to understand why you gotta do it. And then you need to know the how and step-by-step. So for the how and step-by-step part, we create what we call PMIs. These are for our own internal processes. This is for our own team to optimize our own internal work, our own internal results that we get every single time we do any e-commerce, anything in our business related to marketing, whatever, business operations, for hiring, for scaling ads, for finding product, for researching markets. We have one for each, and we're building more and more every day. So defined right here, we have the PMI, find your first winning physical product. As you can see, it is all step-by-step. It's fully around the how. So it also comes with a lineup sheet, something that is called a PWS, a procedure worksheet, and that is something that we've always create to accompany any procedure mastery instruction, so that anyone that comes in new can master that procedure and have a guide and a template where they can guide. We also create what's called PMCs, procedure mastery checklist, procedure templates, which are PTs. We create PMMs, procedure mastery manuals. We create as well work instructions, WIs. There is multiple things we're creating. Procedure mind maps, which are the PMs. So as you can see, we have like this pretty down. It's all laid out, and it's all to onboard our own employees, our own team members in the best way possible. So what does why am I saying this? Because the defined market audience, I want to show you here an example, which I forgot in the excitement. You see that that bracelet right there? Look at it and tell me in the chat box, who would you target by looking at that bracelet right now? Who would you target in one shot? Just let me know in the chat box real quick. If you actually could see what that is, you'll pretty much should know right away who that product relates to. Well, I'll drink some water and let you guys think. Hopefully you guys saw it. Nobody knows what's going on. Should I show it again or what? Oh, I couldn't really see it. All right, so let's make it a little bit bigger. Too small to see. No, now look at it. What is it? Well, I'm almost saying it already. I'm just going to continue because this is going too slow, you guys. Good. So this is a bracelet that has an anchor on it. All right. What is an anchor for? What is an anchor related to? Sailors. Exactly, Simon. So sailors, captains, boat enthusiasts, everywhere. Like there is a huge market for that, right? So that is boaters. Exactly. So all you guys got it right now that you saw it. Sorry about that. So the first thing, so once you know you have a product that is clearly defined to a market audience, you have the first step of the qualifier 1 ready. Okay, it's important because you need to know exactly who you're talking to and that. So what type of product is it? Is your product a problem solver? Is your product a need fulfiller? Is your product a passion fulfiller? Okay, any of those are good. If they have a little bit of each, it's always great to have that. It's always better. So why is this important? Because any of these qualifiers right here will make your product be more successful. It will make your product potentially sell better. Because if it solves a problem, logically people need their problem solved. If they have a specific need and your product can actually fulfill that, great. If your product just simply talks about their passion, people love to express their message. They love to express what they believe in. They love to express what their passions are, what their communities are. They love to just tell people who they are, right? What they believe in and what their values are, etc. So if your product can talk to that, great. So that's qualifier number 2. Available good suppliers. What do I mean by good suppliers? A good supplier means that they are well reviewed, they're responsive, they have enough inventory for large scale, they can process orders and ship quickly, and they can provide you a good price. So that is all that comes into good. So there is no reason, there is no acronym around good itself. It's just a good supplier has all of those steps. So why is this important? Because any of these details, when well reviewed, as we'll see in a bit, responsive, ready to drop ship, enough inventory, ship and process orders quickly, and have a good price, will determine your success with your business and brand in a much better way. So that's qualifier number 3. Now, well-reviewed suppliers, part of the good supplier qualifier, right? And available. So the first one back, is there should be available, right? At least there's multiple places, and this sounds very obvious, but there's multiple times you'll find a product that you're out there that you maybe find on Reddit or on social networks, and you got to first determine if there is really a supplier for it. Because if there is not, then you'll either have to create the product, which is awesome and is perfectly doable, and it is easy, which is something I want you guys to take out of your brain as like something daunting and difficult. No, it's not. It actually is even better for you to create products because you're unique. Nobody will actually be, unless there is someone that is as go-getter as you, most of the times you will not have a competition at all on those products. So once you have available supplier, which if you find your product on a physical product sales network, then you're fine. If you find it on a social network, you gotta first find if there is any supplier for it. Once you have that, you gotta make sure that those suppliers are well reviewed. What are we looking for? just that they have a good rating, they have a good seller rating, good reputation. Since we're going to be working with them, our business is going to depend on them. So they can make or break your business if you have the right supplier. So ahead of time, let's take that out of the way. Let's get only the well-reviewed suppliers. So that's qualifier number 4. Responsive suppliers, what to look for. You got to hit them up if they're responsive, if it's like they're available right there. If you had ever a problem, you may got to make sure that you can hit them up and they have a reply. So why is this important? Why? Again, you will have problems, you will have shipping problems, you will have customers that get the wrong product, and you will need to be able to mediate quickly with your supplier. Your product, your customers will never know that you are drop shipping. They will never know. They will never hit up the supplier. They will hit up you, and you got to be the one that mediates and gets the right solution. And that's why if your supplier is not responding, you're going to be messed up. That's qualifier number 5. So dropship ready suppliers. So once you have a supplier that has good reviews and that is responsive, you also got to make sure that that supplier is ready to dropship for you, and do it without putting any of their logos in it, like making sure that any orders that you send them, they should be actually put. Okay, what good time frame for an immediate reply? Kyle, most of the times you'll see them, either they have live chat or they should be responding within the first 24 hours max, okay? So if you hit them up and they don't reply, that's crap. If they reply and they reply with a vague answer that is maybe a copy-paste answer, that's bad as well. That doesn't mean they're responsive, right? A responsive supplier will actually reply to your concern. So ask them a specific question and see if they reply to you properly. That's a good supplier, okay? Dropship ready suppliers, what to look for in here is you just got to make sure, are they ready to send your goods, the goods to any order that you send them? Are they ready to send it without any logos in it? Are they ready to process it quickly and ship it out as if it was you, right? Like in a blank package with no branding on it, or the branding that you specify. But again, this is something you would do later. As I said in the beginning, you start by drop shipping. Once you have a good winner, you can then discuss branding, you can discuss wholesaling, you can discuss private labeling, etc. So why is this important? Okay, you want to start and test your products in the easiest, most safe and business safe way, which is drop shipping. Really has no upfront cost. You make the sale, you intermediate, just like a Jewish person. You never buy, you never sell, right? You just intermediate. So, which is the best business in the world. That's why they are so freaking rich. So when you can just mediate a transaction between someone that wants something and someone that wants to sell, you just take the cut, your margins, you're well off. So qualifier number 6 is right there. You're gonna have suppliers that ship fast. Once you have your product, again, I'm starting to look at all these variables first, okay? Because I want you to understand each of the qualifiers first, and then we'll see where to actually look for those products. But you're gonna first understand this in full detail, because once you do this, you're going to look at products and you can instantly qualify them if they make the cut on each of these qualifiers. And again, as I said, you got to make the cut on 16 of these 22, okay? So what to look for in suppliers that ship fast is basically you're just looking at the processing time and you're looking at the shipping method. In this case, if we're looking at AliExpress and all those, there is a certain shipping method called ePacket. If you go on Amazon, on eBay, you might have Amazon, you might have Amazon Prime, so you could actually like use a supplier that has it. Most of the good suppliers are, if they are on Amazon or eBay, they're going to be probably on AliExpress as well. So I would work with AliExpress right away. It ships pretty fast, it's cheaper, has more available suppliers, and it's straight from the source, from the manufacturer. So Why is this important? Again, you want to get your goods quick to your people, unless you want to break your brand and you want to start having disputes, you want to have chargebacks, etc. I encourage you to ship with China Post Ordinary if you want to have a lot of problems. If you don't, then ship with ePacket. Just select products that have ePacket and fast shipping methods. Okay, so again, we're going through the qualifiers first for you to know where you need to be, at what point, and with what state of mindset you need to be looking at and doing your research. Suppliers, so that's 7. Now, workshop test. Quick workshop test. Who wants the PMI validating and understanding your market? If you've been paying attention, you're actually going to get this question right. Okay, so I want you to tell me, all right, 2 of the variables that make a good supplier. All right, the first one that gets, no, let's do it 3. Let's do it more difficult. The first one that gets 3 of the qualifiers right of what makes a good supplier will get validate and understand your market. All right, the PMI, this is the second PMI we've talked about yet in the earlier workshops. Okay, ship quickly, good price, and responsive, well-reviewed, responsive, large inventory for large scale. All right, so the good price is actually not something, Simon, that I was yet talking about as part of the good supplier, though. And that's why well-reviewed, responsive, that is ready to drop ship, has enough inventory for large scale, and it can process orders, ship quickly, and provide a good price. Indeed. So Simon, you got ship quickly, good price, and responsive. Great. Kyle, you got well-reviewed, responsive, large inventory for large scale. Both of you guys got it right, and both of them came in. So Kyle and Simon, you guys got PMI 2. Simon, Marco, and Kyle. This is awesome. You guys freaking paying awesome attention. Marwa, you got 1, responsive, initially it's got dropship ready, well-reviewed, and responsive. You got it as well, a little bit afterwards. So you guys excited? Hopefully you guys are, because this one, let me show you this one. Validate and understand your market is right here. This is a crazy PMI that has 45 pages on exactly how to validate and understand your market. Once you select your market, you got to validate and understand it. This is full 45 pages of step-by-step documentation on how to do that. What we're talking about today is finding your first winning product, and that is the exact process that you do right after validating and understanding your market. So you guys got select the worthy market probably in the first workshop. If you got it, awesome on you. Secondly, you've got this one. So excited. It's super excited. So suppliers with inventory is the next one. What to look for. We always need to make sure that, again, like your supplier has enough inventory. We can quickly check this in most of the product pages. And why is this important? Is because, of course, if you start scaling, and your supplier actually starts like having inventory problems, and then you have shipping problems and fulfillment problems, again, disputes, chargebacks, branding problems, brand problems, customers unhappy, etc. That's qualifier number 8. Suppliers with good prices. Right here, what to look for and why this is important. So we got to look for that there's a price that even if you mark it up, probably you're still competitive in the marketplace. Important. You never want to be the one like overcharging for a product, and you never want to like have low margins, because that is going to create cash flow problems, etc., and so on. So in order for you to market on Facebook and different paid traffic sources, you need to have good margins in order to be able to acquire your sales quickly with a good cost per action, which means, like, let's say your product's $30 and your fulfillment is about like $8 or so, you still have those $22. So now you have $22 of margin to acquire a customer. Basically, you could make a sale all the way till $22. You can spend $22 to get one sale, and you're still in business because you're acquiring a customer that you can then email to, and you can then make more revenue in the back end, or you can upsell, etc. That's qualifier number 9. Socially accepted. What does this mean? It's a product. If your product can be posted on social media, if the product can be shared around, then it's social, and you got to make sure that your product is not anti-social. So because you want people talking about it. Okay, it's critical for your business because most of your sales are going to come from referrals, people sharing your product around, and it's also a big problem because you can't track where they're coming from. But it's amazing when you start seeing that 50% of your sales are coming from direct sales or from people that are sharing your link around, etc. And that is can only happen if it's socially accepted. So now that's qualifier number 10. Now, market validated sales. What does this mean? Got to have a product that already has some sales on it. You do not want to be the pioneer again. You don't want to be the one scalped. Again, there are exceptions to all of this, and many times you'll find an opportunity, but you got to first develop that sixth sense of understanding what is a good product, first of all. And then once you have that, you can jump on products that maybe have no reviews, maybe have no sales, maybe don't even have a lot of suppliers, just one. You deal with them, you make sure you validate that they have enough inventory, you get them to prove it, etc. And you be the first one to bring a product to a market and still drop shipping, right? But for now, to get started, let's actually get products that are market validated with some sales already, which means that you do not have to do all the research and surveying your traffic and making sure that you have the right product, etc., because you already know it, because people already bought it. All right, that's qualifier number 11. Market validated with reviews. You don't only want a product that has sales, but you also want to have a product that has been positively reviewed. What does this solve for you? You already know it's a product that people actually like, which are two different things. They buy and they cannot like it because it's shitty quality. If it has good reviews, it has good quality, and it's available out there again, and it has sales, it's all going to be much better for you as a product itself. So why must this be checked? Again, it will do the market validation for you. It will do, most of the times, as we'll see in the future workshops, and especially the one where you create your own first product, where you manufacture it, you really do it from scratch, or you take one product and you redesign it to fit a market problem or something. You will have to validate that product, and you will have to survey it. You will have to do specific things for it to work, and for you to actually not spend too much time on it if it's not really something that is going to be liked. While in this case where you're reselling, you can have the market validate your product already for you. Okay, so qualifier number 12, and market validated virality. If you can find your product on social media, once you found it first on a physical sales platform, a online physical products platform, and you can validate the sales and reviews, but then you can find it out there and see that it actually has been shared around. It's something that people like already and that people are engaging with. Then that means it's even more validated. It's not only bought and liked, but it's also shared around, which makes it a threefold market validation, which makes it much more likely to be a potential winning physical product. So why this puts you in an advantageous position, very logical, makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you can go for a product that people are already like sharing around socially, like it's accepted because people are like putting it out there. Maybe they're just asking you. Sometimes you might find a product that says, hey, I want this, where can I get this, etc., etc., and people are just going nuts around it. And that's qualifier number 13. A good price. What does this mean? You got to make sure that your product, even if marked up, Okay, even if you mark it up to a 200%, you're still within a competitive pricing. So this means that with the right price between about $10 and $100, it is still something you can acquire customers via paid traffic. Wherever it's more expensive, gets more expensive than that, you better be doing Google search ads, etc., because people need to review it more, etc. So in this case, to start in social media and in Facebook, go around the $10 to $100. So that is a good price. So if your product is marked up to about 200% of what you buy it from, and you're still within a good range, then you are off to a good start with qualifier number 14. Competition, what to look for. You gotta look for the right competition, not too much, not too low. If there is some competition, it's always a good thing, all right? So no competition is a bad thing, and the right amount of competition is always about low and moderate. Okay, that's what you want to look for: low, moderate competition, and from there you have qualifier 15. There is a lot of it. That's actually one of the steps that most people struggle a lot with, and that's the one where you need to do the most checks with, because there is a lot of products. All the other qualifiers are easy to check on, but the right competition amount for you to get the right to get that qualifier right is where people struggle the most, and it's where you actually need to spend the most time. So there is a lot of detail that goes into that. In fact, in the PMI, you'll see that I spend almost, like, I think 9 or 10 pages on that. So it's absolutely crucial for you to check on that. So trademarks and copyrights. What to look for with trademarks and copyrights is just basically there should not be any licensing on it. There should not be any business that is depending on that trademark itself, or that could go after you, etc. It's common sense. It's just self-explanatory. Why you should always stay away from trademark markets. Of course, you don't want to get your ass busted, and with probably you might get cease and desist. You can stop promoting it. But again, I would suggest not to jump on them because it's just problem. All right. So qualifier number 16. Workshop. Test, you guys, another opportunity to get this while I'll drink some water. Tell me, what 3 components make a market validated product? First to get it gets a PMI. Simon and Kyle should better not answer. You guys already got it. Don't answer because everyone sees the answer, all right? So don't answer if you know it already. 3 components of a market validated product. Dun, 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 dun. They're thinking, dun, 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 dun. Who got the notes right? Sales, virality, and reviews. Senegal, you got it. What's your name and last name so we can actually get you and find you on Facebook? Or you better write in to support@limitlessmarketer.com. Will get you the PMI for free of validating and understanding your market. See, Miguel, your name and last name, please, and write it in here so I can note you down, and write into support@limitlessmarketer.com, and we'll get you that. Awesome. Yeah, she's excited. Cool. So marketable on Facebook is what to look for. Again, Senegal, write your name and last name in here in the chat. I need to note you down. Okay, good. So what to look for on marketable on Facebook is there is an audience on Facebook. We want to get started always from specific to more difficult. So it's easier to market on Facebook first, and then from there we can grow and target more specifically, and then we can go into search network and other venues. But we got to start with Facebook itself. All right, Marius, I got you now. Okay, cool. We got to make sure that we always, any of our work, any of our tasks or our physical product selection task, is always to make sure that you go from the easiest way of marketing to the most difficult ones, okay? And we'll see this now in a bit. So this way, we want to qualify first if our product is marketable on Facebook, then we want to market to a very specific audience first, then open up to broader and broader and broader, and see where, until how much can we scale. So same thing on the marketing channels. We want to get started first on Facebook. What to look for is that there is an audience, and why you should always verify this first, again, because it's the easiest marketing channel. So got to make sure your product is marketable on Facebook. And if you do the market validation and market understanding part of the PMI we're giving away here, and you do the market selection properly, how we worked, how we actually covered on the first workshop, you're going to be right off probably already on the right path. And you do that by validating it first. Then you look at the product already. You know you have validated the product in the first place. You know it's marketable because it's part of the validation process in PMI. Validate and understand your market. So that's qualifier number 17. Marketable on Google Search Network. Ideally, your product should be marketable on Google Search Network as well. You want to look for that there is people searching for somewhat similar terms to your product. You could then promote on Google Search Network, which in fact is very profitable. People actually lose. They don't. They're not very inclined to do it. Everyone is Facebook, 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 while there is Google Search Network, which is people searching for the product directly. Therefore, there is more intent in Search Network because people are actively looking for it. There is more purchase intent rather than interruption marketing, where you're on Facebook socializing and chilling and having fun, and all of a sudden you have an ad in your face. So it's more, there is more search intention on Google Search Network, never better said, and on Facebook it's interruption marketing, therefore, but it's better targeting most of the times. But again, that's why you got to make sure your product is at least marketable on Google Search Network. And why I should always verify this third, all right? So we got to go like first, your first time, this is the first, and I made a mistake here. It's verify this second, all right? Once you have that qualifier 18, you want to verify this. Okay, I switched this up. So this is the third. Google Search Network is the second, as I said earlier. So Google Display Network is what you should be verifying third, and it's because you want to like be able to market to specific websites that are around your market. And it's a little bit of less intention on there because you're going to be putting banners. It's a little bit more difficult again, and that's why it's the third. And then from there, that's qualifier number 19. You want to make sure that you can do it again, like right here. This is GDN, this is videos. Let's see if I got it later. Yeah, I got it right here. So I made another little mistake here setting up. This is videos, Google Display Network videos, what to look for, and why you should always verify this. The fourth step is because videos take a long while to set up. Some of the times you need to know your marketing very well to set up a good video that will respond, that they will respond to. That's why it's our fourth check on Google Display Network. Videos, again, not sites, videos. It's the fourth one, Google Display Network videos, and that's qualifier number 20. And now we have trending. We gotta make sure what to verify here is that people, your main market is actually either trending or downtrending, or if it's spiking at a specific time where you want to put your market out there. And let's remember the success formula: put the right offer in front of the right audience, which we have checked already with the marketable part, the marketable qualifiers. We have the right product with the right vendors, right? We have the right product with the right vendors that we can put in front of the right audience with the right positioning, which is something, there is a lot that goes into there, with the right price and at the right time, which is right here, trending. You can wait. Sometimes you find a product and it's not the right time. You don't put it out there. You either, as I said in the beginning, you either predict trends or you create them. When you create a trend, you have a good product that you've seen nobody has promoted or that there is little competition on, and you know like it is massively desired, so you put it out there and you create the trend. And very many times, and I've actually did this with a bunch of products we're selling, saw something going viral, got it, like made a product, and now we are even like getting 1,900, 2,000 searches on that specific keyword that in the beginning there were about 500 or something. Why? Because the product is absolutely going viral. So you create the trend. Why this influences your product success? If you can hop on a specific trend or a spike, you're always going to be better off right there. And again, you check the trend on the market, which is part of the market validation and understanding, but you also check the trend on the specific keywords around your product. And this, once you know this little point right here that everyone is missing out there, once you know, you can jump onto, you sometimes just wait for a little bit and you're like, all right, I'll just wait. As we saw in the previous workshops, crochet spikes in specific seasons of the year, so you better want to be promoting around those seasons. So that's qualifier number 21. And seasonal products like Christmas, Halloween, and all that stuff, you can always avoid seasonal products in the first place, but use seasonal periods to actually change angles on your specific products. While you can, let's say, hey, special Halloween offer for your specific product, and you can hop on those seasons and actually use that as an angle, because everyone is in different buying modes in different seasons. So you don't want your product to be seasonal when you select one, but you want to make use of the seasons. All right, so why you should avoid these types of products, but don't forget about them. Avoid now looking at just products that are only seasonal, like stuff in Christmas and so on. You can still promote it, but don't make your business depend on just seasonal products. That's just crap. It will not work. You'll end up like your business is not consistent. You'll be struggling for that. So better to focus on trending products with proper spikes, jump on those spikes, and make use of the seasons to actually sell your product with different angles. So that's qualifier number 22. If your product has some sort of seasonal trait to it, but only seasonal, it's crap. If it has seasonal trait to it, you can actually adapt your product to make it seasonal, like customizing it a little bit or something, then that's even better. But don't depend on seasons. All right, so hopefully making sense. So now the process, once we have that clear, once you have everything right there clear, your product research process is to establish a niche market, have your one-stop store set up within the market or a market sector. You establish a niche market, you generate keyword ideas around that niche market, and you start getting brainstorm possible products that you can use, right? There is a process to that. Now you write down possibilities of what potential products you could be using. You're brainstorming. Again, at this point, you're brainstorming, writing down possibilities. Now you search for possible products around those keyword ideas that your market is searching for, that your market is already excited about, etc. You note down those potential products that you find are out there based on the many qualifiers we have talked about. Again, 16 of the 22 need to be accomplished and need to be taken care of properly, and you validate those products with the exact qualifiers we've talked about right here. You'll launch those products and you are good to go. All right, so once you launch those products, you do it with the right targeting, you validate them properly, you got to look at the stats, which one, if it is a winner, kill them early. If it's a good one, scale them up into multiple countries, etc. All of it that we look into the validate and understand your market. We looked at that on the other workshop, and it's also part of the PMI. So once you have that, you launch it. Where are you actually going to look for those products? Again, back to the process, right? You note down, you generate keyword ideas, write down possibilities, and you search for possible products. You note down the potential products, but where do we search those, all right? And where do we search them for? While we've already talked about the qualifiers, while you're searching them, you're qualifying them and validating in order to launch only the good ones, only the ones that are going to work and that are going to make it. So in this case, where do we find your product? Your brain. Your brain is a massive machine. It's a powerful machine that has a lot of ideas already in them, and you can think about what do they want. When you validate and understand your product properly, most of the ideas you already know right away because you've done the right research in the beginning, and you'll see what your market wants. Once you know that, your brain will come up with product ideas that you can search for. But another easy one is to actually look for it on physical product sales platforms. There's multiple of them: AliExpress, eBay, Amazon. We have Etsy. We have which one is this one? Tazala. I don't remember the name anymore. I've got it right. It's another big e-commerce site. Then there is a Dr. Grab. There is a lot of them. You can just validate them on there straight up and see which ones have sales, which have not, and actually market them better. So most of the people are like, oh, right, it has already a lot of sales. I'm not going to promote it. That's the wrong approach. That's the wrong mindset. It is, if it has a lot of sales, it has been validated, and I'm sure there is a lot of people, if you have a right market with a potentially big audience, as validated in validating and understanding your market step. If you have a good market, there is going to be a big portion of those people that haven't seen your product yet. So if you take a good, already sold a market validated product on one of these physical product sales platforms, put it right in front of the right audience with a better marketing message, again with a proper price and positioning, and at the right time, you're going to be well off to a good start. So next one, Google itself, massive, powerful machine. I found many products out there. Just typing in Google niche type, niche plus product type, and different combinations of that, right? Like niche bracelet, niche necklace, niche, etc. And then you can see so many good things. You also find competitors, etc. You can look at them, you can see what they're selling, etc. Get ideas from that, use variations, maybe create something special out of it. As we'll see in when you create your own product, as I said, that's where the real money is. You can still find great products out there to resell, but you are always going to be creating blue ocean when you create your own products. So I'm going to pretty much hit you guys with that, hit on that nail many more times, because I want you guys to start thinking towards the potential there is in actually filling market needs and filling market passions with easy to do products. All right, just for the social shopping sites, tons of them out there, right? Like Pinterest, Wanaloo. There's a lot of them where people are basically saving into their wish lists proper products they want. So tap into those social networks. All the social networks out there, you can search for your keyword. You can do different type of hacks in there and find proper products that people are already expressing and sharing around, etc. Social content aggregators. This is everything like Stumble Upon and BuzzSumo, etc. These are content aggregators where you see, again, that one is BuzzSumo, Buzz with 2 Z's, Zumo, S-U-M-O, BuzzSumo.com. That one, you can see stuff that is going viral already around your content, around your market. So market-specific forums, all right? Guys, type in, give me a yes real quick if this is all good value. If you are like enjoying this and you have now a really good step-by-step strategy of what to look for and how to validate your products. If you're enjoying this, you feel like there is good value being shared here, give me a big thumbs up in there. Because I haven't been engaging, I haven't been asking you guys, I've been plugging along here with each of these steps, and hopefully you guys are paying attention and actually taking notes and your heads down just like I am. So yeah, great. Lots of value here. That's awesome. Great. Alrighty, that's coming in. That's awesome. Yes, thanks. Bus Sumo can vouch for it. Yes, Cal, that's an amazing one indeed. And you'll find stuff that is going viral around your niche, and you do that on Bus Sumo itself. You'll find so many great products. So market-specific forums, tons of intel in there. People actually talking about products. People actually talking about products they want, products that could be better. Just themselves, if you look in reviews of different products, you will be finding opportunities as well, etc. Question sites, all of those like Quora and many of them, there is a lot of content there that you can find inspiration on what you need to be focusing on. Crowdfunding sites, tons of it as well, like massive intel that you could be focusing on. Shopping malls and souvenir shops. I want you to start thinking actively, right? I want you to start being proactive about this when you're driving in your car, when you're walking around the mall. Think about potential products. Think about potential problems that are coming up in different markets. When you think about something, hey, this could be done better. Maybe something at your house, right? Something that you see, this could be done better, or this could be done. Like, do you think, guys, if you had the idea of the selfie stick, do you think you could have done that one? Like, most people will think they couldn't because they don't know how to, but it's so easy, right? Like, I would just put it on the right Alibaba. I would find the right suppliers that are already doing something similar, that are already specialized within, let's say, the trekking sticks. And I would have them do something special, a special mold for me, and I would have done the first selfie stick if I had that idea in the first place. But again, it's necessary that you start thinking potentially at what you could be doing, potentially at the many possibilities there are for you to improve upon something, to improve upon a specific product or a market itself, solve a problem within there, improve something or create something, redesign something. There is always better ways. There is always potential. There is always room for improvement on anything. So shopping malls and souvenir shops, as I said, start opening your eyes. And then competitors reverse engineering. This is actually, competitors reverse engineering is a great strategy to find more products around what they are already selling and is best selling for them. Find similar products, never like go after and copying. Even if they have a product that is doing great, you can then use it and market to another countries, to another market audience. Yes, if it's a product that you find out there that you can resell, go for it. Do not be afraid. If it's a competitor out there and you're just reverse engineering them all the time, just looking at what they do, trying to hop on their trends, don't do that. That's shitty, all right? That's crap, and that's being a spy, that's being an unethical person. If you see a product that is good, you find it out there, and you see that that competitor hasn't scaled it yet enough, you can jump on other markets and so on, as we'll see in the PMI, then yeah, then go for it. Okay, so workshop test. The first to answer it correctly wins a copy of the PMI. Validate and understand your market again. So this is a detail, and it's something that you should have been paying attention as well. What is the right price? What is the right price range between which you should be selling at to be able to sell on Facebook itself? Once you mark it out 200%, I said, what is the right price? It should be within what range? Dun, 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 dun. YK Hoy. Almost. You're very close. The price the customer is willing. It's true, right? That's true. But and in fact, I covered this in the PMI. It's a little bit of a ambiguous thing, pricing itself, because if you have a new product, you can price higher. If you are the only competitor, you can price higher. If you are the one that has a little bit more quality, you can price higher. It is very ambiguous itself, but nobody has gotten it yet. The price range is YK Hoy. You're very close. It's actually, let's see who gets it. You want to have like a right price. Why? Because you want to acquire customers with paid traffic. So you want to have a margin enough to be able to acquire them, and you don't want it to be too high for you to not be able to sell it at all, right? I'm just going to give it to YKO. It's between 10 and 100. You got 20 and 100. It's very close. So 10 and 100. Why? I'm going to give you that PMI for free. So this is just to see if you guys are paying attention, because I want to see you actually taking notes. I want you to study this in depth, and I want you to really be clear on every single one of these steps. Now, however, live only bonus. Thank you guys for being here. Surprise. Do you guys want a free copy of the PMI Understand and Validate Your Market? Right? I know the guys that got the answers right, I'm going to say, yeah, why did I answer that right if this is now coming anyway? Right? But it's because I want you guys to pay attention. So who wants a free copy? If I get all of the people on this workshop typing in yes, I will send it over. If not, then no. All right. Who wants this? They're probably like, I think it's a little bit delayed always with this YouTube live. So it comes in after a little while. You might be, all right, I've got 1, 2, who more? 3, 4. Gotta get them all. 6, 7, 8. More. I need more. I need it full. Yeah, 10. 11. Cool. I need more. We're around. There's more people on this workshop. More coming in. Yes. Marwa, it's coming in. It's now, right? Like you. Will you throw in anything extra? Later. Yeah. I'm gonna send in more extras right in there. So more. I need some more. I think there's about like 5 or 10 more that should be like typing in right here. If you guys want it, you can go for it. If you don't, Peter, yes again. All right, so more. I got the first. Emmanuel, you never sent probably the email to the support. So I want, yes, cool. All righty. So what I want you to do now in the next 30 minutes max, in order to get the PMI, send an email to support@limitlessmarketer.com and say, I attended. How we control this is because if anything comes after it, you're not going to get it. So, Emmanuel, you didn't get the first one probably because you weren't yesterday, because we did the 2 webinars that were crap and had tech issues. So we did it again yesterday, and then we did the real one, right? We did the right one. So just if you type in and you send I attended to support@limitlessmarketer.com. All right, that's support@limitlessmarketer.com, and you send in I attended. We're gonna send you the PMI back. Okay. Marwa, I think I did reply to you. It might have been in spam. I saw your email actually, and I saw it was replied to. So I'll see. We'll look into it. I'll have the support person look into it. But yeah, so send in I attended, and if you didn't get the first one and you did actually write in I attended, then just mention it. We'll put the first one right in there. Cool. So hopefully you guys are happy about that. Hopefully this is something that you guys value, because I would have if I was at your stage in the beginning, and I would, because when I was getting started, I would have loved to have this step-by-step. I had to figure it out all by myself, the right way, studying it, getting the right steps, but did it anyway. I'm gonna just give you guys the steps after having optimized it already. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As I said, in the next 30 minutes, send in I attended, because everything coming after that, we will not send it, because that means it's either someone on the replay or someone that just slept around, and I just want the ones that are paying attention. They can get, you give me something, you give me attention, give me attendance, show up, be committed to your dreams, we help you and give it back to you by sharing this with you. All right, so enjoying this. If you are, make sure over everything else that you attend the following workshops in the series and stay laser focused. There is so much to ecom mastery. There is a step by step. Every single time there is more and more and more steps all the way. It's insane, guys. Like, there is, after this, we gotta validate our products. We can either create new products, we can create custom on-demand products. Right after that, you gotta launch your products the right way. You gotta set up your launch store the right way, and that is something that works and is good enough, but it's not too crazy where you have to redesign and do development and all that. We'll set up a launch ready store, and then from there we'll keep on going. We launch our product, we validate our product, we then start setting up our first ads. Then from there we go and optimize, scale our ads, we do our email marketing, we do contests, etc. There is so many steps to that. Alrighty, so if you want to get more, then make sure you just keep on showing up, guys. I love you. I appreciate your time. The Mastery Series continues. Workshop 1, 2, and next ones. If you want it for free, you got it, guys. You got it. I appreciate you taking the time showing up. I appreciate your time to coming by, and I'll absolutely enjoy the time spent here with you guys as well. Thank you very much for attending. Be limitless. Keep flying. Keep dreaming. Keep focused on your dreams. Keep focused on your goals. They are right there in front of you. If you keep on persistent, if you keep on being consistent, if you keep on taking one step at a time, you can get where you want to go, and you can get there efficiently and in the right way. Use this PMI once you get it, and share it with your team. So if you have it, team members already. Eric, I appreciate you a lot as well, man. Thank you very much for the time here. Now, guys, have a good one. Good evening, good morning, good day, wherever you are. We appreciate you. Be limitless. Have a good day. Bye-bye.